Hello and welcome to We Are Crafted in His Image. I'm so glad I get to craft with you again today. We are working on our last project in the Sweet as a Peach Cocoa and Crafts kit. And today we're working with the flowers again instead of the peaches. I'm going to make this pretty card with a few extra flowers on the inside. There were some extras. So let's go ahead and get started with this. It's pretty simple, a little bit of stamping. Now last week we pulled out the template to stamp the flowers. You're going to need to grab that again this week. And I think I am going to also grab my Stamparatus. So I had it handy here. There it is. There it is. Grab it really quick because I think I'm going to use that for mine. But we're going to grab all of our stuff out of our bag. Let me move this over here. Make sure I keep it where I can see it so I know what I'm doing. And one of the envelopes should be empty. One of the envelopes should have some little doodads. Let's grab this out of here. We've got some strips and lots of little cutouts. Flowers and leaves. Actually not too many, not as many as the one card had, but still quite a few. So you have some card bases. You're going to need this one for stamping. Actually, yes, we're going to need this one for stamping, and those can be set aside for later. So first I want to do is go ahead and stamp all my flowers. So we'll do this as I showed you the last time. I'm going to use my Stamparatus the same way. I do need my foam mat. There it is. Now the Stamparatus comes with this mat, so when you're using photopolymer stamps you need to be able to lift your paper up a little bit. If you're using the red rubber, the cling stamps, you don't need to use the rubber mat, but this is a photopolymer, so we do need that. So to do this, set my little template there. I'm sorry, I'm trying to move things out of my way, making room. And then my head may get in the way. I'm trying to make sure I have this well centered on there. There we go. And then make sure that your template is all the way in the corner, okay? And I'm going to give it a push down. Alright, so that's good. Now what I need to do, actually I think I'm going to turn this around because my cut on this side is not straight. I must have used paper snips instead of the cutter, whereas this one I think is pretty straight. So let me turn that around. That way I know it's not going to wibble or wobble on me. It's going to be nice and straight each time. There we go. Stay. Alright, and then let me get out my flowers. I believe we have one set, two set, three sets for each card. So you're going to have, again, 6 sets of flowers for this project. There they are. Set these back over here. I'm just going to lay them out on this. Small, medium, large. Medium, I think. No, large. Medium, small, large. Excuse me. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2. Okay, that's a medium. And those 3 are smalls. Alright. That will be easier. So make sure that's in the corner. Put 1. Oh, nope. There we go. 2. I think these are a little bit easier to figure out than the peaches are. And 3. Get them in there. And I think I'm going to ink these with the lighter outside edge and darker in the center. So I'm going to put some pale papaya on the whole thing. Bring out my, whoops, Calypso Coral here. Dab some of that color off. Whoops, first I need to stamp. Actually, no I don't. I want to put the color on here. I forgot. Okay. My brain's not working today apparently. Oh my. Trying to get just a corner. Now, if you want to be a little more precise with the little tiny guys, you can actually use like a Q-tip instead of the sponge dauber. But I think I can just get a little bit on the edges there. Now I'm going to stamp it down. Alright, 1, 2, 3. And when I'm done, I'm going to lay each of them out up here because I still need to... Actually, I'm going to lay them right here. I need to put the centers in them. 1, 2, and 3. I'm actually going to probably... Should I pause the video while I do all this and come back when I'm all done? I'm just trying to keep an eye on my camera and make sure it doesn't shut down on us like it's been doing. I think it just says, I'm done, I'm finished, I don't want to keep doing this anymore. And stamp. These come out so cute. I love these colors. But my daughter would say, well, Mom, those are your colors. Because I do. I really do love these colors. Peaches and corals. And tealy blues. So what are your favorite colors? What colors do you enjoy in general? I know some people prefer crafting with certain colors. I love the neutrals. But in general, like when I pick out flowers for my garden, peaches and corals all the time. But if I'm picking out like an outfit to wear, I kind of like teals. There we go. They stayed in. That was pretty cool. And one more. Come here. Okay. 1, 2. Ooh, that one was already lined up perfectly. There we go. Get a little bit of color. And stamp. One, 2, 3. Almost done. Almost done with this. And again, you can do this with a block. You don't have to have the Stamparatus. It just makes it a little bit easier, I think. There we go. Whoop, wrong one. Start with this one. There's probably already enough color on my sponge dauber each time. I really don't have to re-ink it each and every time. But, okay, now that one there I can tell I need to blend out. There we go. I could totally see a line. I didn't want a harsh line. I want nice soft blending of color. And our last set, yay! And I know I could fast forward through all this stuff, but the whole object of this is for us to craft together. So if you're crafting along with me, oh, I'm putting it in the wrong one, no wonder. Then this gives you time to get yours done while I'm working on mine. There we go. But if you have already watched, you could always just fast forward to the next section. Did you guys already eat your Crunch Bars? I ate one of mine. I haven't eaten the other one yet. Oof. There we go. Oh, okay. So our flowers are all stamped. Now I need to do the centers. And I think I want to do my centers with, on here I did it in the green, but on the envelope, I wasn't paying attention. On the envelope, I did it in the coral. And I think I like the coral better. Actually, I may do one set of green so that I have a green one to match this card, and then I'm going to do the other in coral. No. Yes. No. These are going to be all in coral. I'm so decisive. I'm so decisive. Here we go. And what I'm going to do is some of them I'm going to stamp full strength, and then I'm just going to stamp again without re-stamping. Although it looks like you can't see the ones that I am re-stamping very well. So maybe they should all be fully stamped. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. I would say they remind me of cherry blossoms. However, these are definitely the wrong colors for cherry blossoms. What color are peach blossoms? Are they peach colored like this? I don't know. I've not seen. I know apple blossoms and cherry blossoms are all white. Oh, that one was off center. Okay. Now, while I have this out, I do need to put this onto a different block. So I'm going to move that over here. I'm just going to pick this whole thing up and get it out of the way. Have those ready. I'm going to go ahead and stamp our envelopes. And in order to do that, though, I need to stamp the leaves first. So let's get our leaves out. Let's go ahead and stamp the leaves. And I'm just going to put it in this bottom corner like this. You can go off of the edge if you want a little bit. I'm actually going to have the stem go off the edge on this one. There we go. And I apologize. I need to remember that I need to bring it further into the middle of my thing there. Okay, now the awesome thing about the way these are on here is that you get to stamp them all at once on there and they all line up. So I am going to kind of eyeball to see which one should go where though. I think, yes, I think the small one goes in this top corner like that. So again, ink. I just greened my elbow. And now you know why I close those up when I'm not using them. I still need to stamp the other leaves, so I'm not closing it up yet though. Okay, so what do we say? The little one goes right there, right? So I'm kind of trying to line up the stems. Ta-da! Let's do the same thing on this one. Make sure you're still recording up there. You have to remember to check every once in a while. It actually told me last time that it had quit recording, but I wasn't looking, so I didn't know until I'd already finished the card or the project. Okay, so we got to put the centers in there, and this is where I'm going to do one of them with this center to match the cards. And then I'm going to clean off my stamp best I can. And I'm going to stamp the other one in green so that I have an envelope that matched my card that I already finished. There we go. Okay, so envelopes finished. What other stamping do we have to do? Oh, we have to stamp the leaves. That's what we have to do. Leaves. Leaves, leaves, leaves. So let's get our green over here. And I am going to grab out, actually I can use this, use the card base. Come here, come here. Put this on the card base. That way I'll be able to see the outline of my cutout a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, and 1 more. Whoop, if I can get a hold of it. 4. Okay, that part is done. We do still have a little bit of stamping to do though on these 2 rectangles right here. I almost lost them. I don't think we need any more green, so I am going to put that away and move that out of the way. And if you remember on the very first card, we used our sponge dauber to give us a nice soft background, and we're going to do that again. And because I've been using this a lot, there's a lot of color on here, so I'm going to really work on getting some of that color off of there. And then starting in the center-ish area, I know that my flowers are going to cover this general area. So if I have a rough splotchy spot, I want it to be under these. So I'm going to start, actually I'm going to move that because this is the color that I want on my dauber. And I'm going to start in this area here very, very softly, very, very gently. And look, I can tell I still have way too much of that Calypso Coral. I was hoping for just the Pale Papaya, but that's okay. And I'm kind of doing, I don't know, a crescent shape here of color. Just a little bit of soft shading on there. So let me see if I can get most of that to come off. And let's get some more. And do the same thing over here. Again, start out lightly, and then as you see that you're running out, then you can push a little bit harder. You just want a nice soft, a bit of color that's going to be behind our flower sprays. Okay, and then I would like to use the teeny tiny little flower stamp again. And in order to know where to stamp, when I did this one, I didn't have my flowers kind of laid out, and a lot of my little ones are hidden. I actually should have done them out a little bit further. So what I'm going to do is just lay 2 of these, just the leaves. I don't have to worry about the flowers because I know where the flowers are going to be. Just kind of lay those like that to give me an idea of where to stamp these extra little flowers. Whoops, stay there. Stay where I put you. I might even put one so it's kind of under that leaf, but not completely under that leaf. And down in this bottom corner, and maybe there. I think that's good. I might want another one over here. Some of these others, if they get hidden, that's okay. But I think that's good. So now that I know where I'm going to put them, I can just put these. Kind of turn your stamp a little bit with each one if you can. That way the flowers alternate their position. They're not all in the same position every single time you stamp. There we go. So now I think, oh no, we got to do the happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'm definitely doing happy birthday on this card because I never have enough birthday cards. Never, never, never. So in your stamp set, or in your thing, you have 2 of these. The first thing we're going to do is cut that in half. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to give it a little ribbon edge when we're done. Let me grab my happy birthday stamp. There it is. I'm going to ink that with the Calypso Coral and center it the best I can. Whoop, flipped over. Good. I'll do this one as well. Not too bad, a little bit high. I'm going to try doing it again on the other side. Go down a little bit further. That's better. That's more better. Okay, now the stamping is done. Let's get these put away and out of our way. Get these out of our way. Alrighty. Need to give these a little ribbon cut, so I'm going to straighten them out, make sure that these are pretty straight. Cut in. Now if you have our little ribbon banner punch, you can use that to give this a little banner end to it. I think I need to cut that in a little bit. Oh, I might have cut that up. Oh. I just realized something. These should have been much longer. That's okay. That's alright. Did I not? I didn't give myself a long enough piece. I hope I gave you guys a longer piece. If not, it's okay. We're gonna make it work. Oh, come on. I think I might be due for some new paper snips soon. I have a couple of pairs of these, and one pair that's over at my countertop area that I work at apparently got dropped because the entire end of one of them is bent now. I'm like, oh no! So it won't cut all the way to the tip anymore. And I think I need to trim that one down a little bit. I probably shouldn't have, but that's okay. Too late. Alright, we have happy birthday, happy birthday. So let's get all of our scraps out of the way. Get this out of the way. And let's go ahead and start putting our card together. So, to do that, we need a card base. Go ahead and get them both folded. Use your nice new clean bone folder to burnish that fold down. Then you should have 2 pieces of pale papaya rectangles that were cut using the rectangle dies, the stitched rectangle die set. So was this white piece as well, and you'll notice that one is slightly larger than the other. I've tried doing this same technique where you have it off center with the same size rectangle, and you can't see enough of the background oftentimes, so I opted for one slightly larger. And then what we're going to do is they are going to be glued together a little bit cattywampus. So I'm going to start by gluing this one down first. So flip. I still can't find the cap of that from the last card that, that we made, and it went flying onto the floor of my office, and I can't find where it went. Which means I have to put it in my little container upside down so that it doesn't stick to anything. Put a little bit in the middle there. Oh, maybe. Oh, come on. Oh, there, it is already there. Alright. So I'm just going to tilt it a little bit to one side. And do the same thing with this one. Tilt it a little bit. Cattywampus. It's one of my daughter's favorite words. And then you also have some Calypso coral that's been cut with one of the was it from this set? No. It was from the hand penned set. It is one of the little dies in that set there. And to do that, what I'm going to do is on this side, I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back, all the way along that side. Oh. Come on. I think I'm getting towards, no, I'm not towards the end. There we go. And then I'm just going to lay this down. Now, these are too long. These are longer than you need. That's okay. I'm going to just kind of center that on there. And then I'll use paper snips and trim it off. There we go. Then just grab a pair of paper snips and don't cut the white part, just cut the coral. There we go. And those are ready to go on. As soon as I move these out of the way. Now let's put a little bit more adhesive on the back of those. Whoops, I missed part. There we go. And then this goes cattywampus just a hair in the other direction. Like that. Alright. Now the part that we want to make sure, this one here, I want to put some dimensionals on here if I can find my box. Tossed off to one side. I actually am going to cut these because they're kind of large for this. Just need 2 of them. And I'm going to just eyeball where I want them to go. So that one's going to go there, that one's going to go there. Now this is the part to me that's kind of hard because one of my things going this way, the other one's going this way, but I want this to be straight. So I'm going to kind of try and use my grid paper to help me eyeball that I am going straight across. Okay, so basically I've lined up on the bottom. I've lined the edges of this up across from one line to another, and then I'm going to go ahead and take the backings off of this, and I think I want it to be right about there, and that way I know it's straight, even if my brain is trying to tell me otherwise. Okay, so this is straight on here, so let's do the same thing. I'm going to go a little bit lower on this one. Take off the backing. Make sure your words are upside right. And stick that across the bottom of that. And then you know those are going to be straight. So because I only put dimensionals in one little area, we're going to be able to tuck our leaves back behind there without any problems. Okay? And we're just going to glue the leaves on with our multi-purpose glue. So let me put a little bit of glue on here. Again, I'm only putting it at the very base of the leaves. I'm not going to be super duper. Actually, in this one I probably didn't even need to put anything on because it's going to be raised up a bit. Or no, I'm going to tuck that one under so that I can go over this direction. Whoops, I want the stem to be underneath the happy birthday. That's the main thing I'm worried about. And kind of want them to go over in this direction. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. Let me see. I'm going to cut off this happy birthday. Actually what I'm going to do is just cut a slit down into there so that one leaf can tuck underneath the happy birthday banner and the other one can come on top. I want a little bit of it to come up, but I don't want it to completely cover the words. So by doing this, I can put part of it up on top and part of it can go underneath. So I'll put glue on the one that's going to go underneath. I'm not going to put any on the one that is. So, as you can see, I'm eating chocolate. and my cards are finished. Which means my camera stopped recording again. Ah! Anyway. Ooh, I need to stop eating the chocolate. I'm getting it on my cards. Let me just talk you through how I finish this up. And then I'm going to do some research on a new camera for recording. Because apparently this one does not like to do it. Anyway, I finished putting those on. As you can see where I cut the slit, I put one underneath, I put one on top. I glued these on, just used the multi-purpose glue, glued a few on the inside. On this one here, because of the way the leaves were going to end up being, I actually ended up cutting off one of the leaves from it so that it wouldn't, because otherwise it was going to completely cover up the word birthday there, and I didn't want it to do that. So I did cut that off there. But otherwise, yeah, that is how we finished up this card here. Pretty simple. You can see it with the Calypso Coral in the center versus the Pear Pizzazz in the center. We've got our finished envelopes. And yeah, that's it. We are now done with the Coco and Crafts class with the peach, the Sweet as a Peach set. Next month, we will be back with, whoops, sorry. Gorgeous Leaves stamp set. And just a sneak peek, if you've seen my blog, you've already seen pictures of some of the projects. Here is one of them. And you're not getting any ink pads in that kit. Instead, you will be getting ink refills. And we're going to use a couple different techniques using those ink refills and the stamp set. So, I hope to see you then. Until then, have a wonderful week. Enjoy your summer, and God's love and blessings to you. Bye.